Lesson number 11, Monday, December 5th. Near-death experiences. Some of the most popular modern arguments to prove the theory of the natural immortality of the soul are near-death experiences. In his book, Life After Life, The Investigation of a Phenomenon, Survival of the Body, Death, by Raymond A. Moody, J.R. presented the results of his 5-year study of more than 100 people who experienced clinical death and were revived. These individuals claimed to have seen a loving and warm being of light before coming back to life. This has been regarded as exciting evidence of the survival of the human spirit beyond death, or back cover. Over the years, many other similar books have been published promoting the same idea. Read the resurrection accounts found in 1st Book of Kings 17:22-24, 2nd Book of Kings chapter 4 34-37, Mark 5:47-43, rather 41-43, Luke 7:14-17, and John 11:40-44. How many of them talk about any kind of conscious existence while the resurrected ones were dead, and why is that an answer so important? All near-death experiences reported in modern literature are of people considered clinically dead, but not really dead, in contrast to Lazarus, who was dead for 4 days and whose corpse was rotting, John 11:39. Neither Lazarus nor any of those raised from the dead in biblical times ever mentioned any afterlife experience, whether in paradise, in purgatory, or in hell. This is indeed an argument from silence, but it is in full agreement with the biblical teachings on the unconscious state of the dead. But what about the near-death experiences so commonly recounted today? If we accept the biblical teaching of the unconsciousness of the dead, according to Job 3:11-13, Psalms 115:17, and 146:4, Ecclesiastes 9:10, then we are left with two main possibilities. Either it is a natural psychochemical hallucination under extreme conditions, or it can be a supernatural, satanic, deceptive experience. 2 Corinthians 11:14. Satanic deception could indeed be the explanation, especially because in some cases these people claim to have talked to their dead relatives, but it could be a combination of both factors. With this deception prevalent and so convincing to many, it is crucial that we stick firmly to the teaching of the Word of God, despite whatever experiences we or others might have that go against what the Bible teaches. How fascinating that NDEs often now come with the imprimatur of science. What does this teach us about how careful we need to be even of things that science supposedly proves? From the book, The Great Controversy, page 553, it says, "The Prince of Darkness, who has so long bent the powers of his mastermind to the work of deception, skillfully adapts his temptations to men of all classes and conditions. To persons of culture and refinement, he presents spiritualism in its more refined and intellectual aspects, and thus succeeds in drawing many into his snare. The wisdom which spiritualism imparts is that described by the Apostle James, which descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish, James 3:15. This, however, the great deceiver conceals when concealment will best suit his purpose. He who would and could appear clothed with the brightness of the heavenly seraphs before Christ in the wilderness of temptation comes to men in the most attractive manner as an angel of light. He appeals to the reason by the presentation of elevating themes. He delights the fancy with enrapturing scenes, and he enlists the affections by his eloquent portrayals of love and charity. He excites the imagination to lofty flights, leading men to take so great pride in their own wisdom that in their hearts they despise the Eternal One. That mighty being who could take the world's Redeemer to an exceedingly high mountain and bring before him all the kingdoms of the earth and the glory of them, will present his temptations to men in a manner to pervert the senses of all who are not shielded by divine power. And lastly, from the Story of Redemption, page 395, it says, "The very name of witchcraft is now held in contempt. The claim that men can communicate with evil spirits is regarded as a fable of the Dark Ages. But spiritualism, which numbers its converts by hundreds of thousands, yea, by millions, which has been made and has made its way into scientific circles, which has invaded churches and has found favor in legislative bodies and even in the courts of kings, this mammoth deception is but a revival in a new disguise of the witchcraft condemned and prohibited of old in the Bible." Have a blessed day.